The jail had been proposed years ago, before the current governor took office, and it had been proposed because the Department of Justice had, after becoming aware of the situation at BCDC, same thing that we all know, it's untenable. I believe the government had a choice. Let's take a hard look at what puts young people in that building. Let's change that. Status quo tends to dominate when it comes to government action. So what was the natural conclusion? No. Let's leave the system the way it is. Let's just build a new building to put them in.
It's a $104 million capital project with an estimated $13 million annual budget. That $13 million is more than twice the amount of money spent on summer jobs, after-school programs, and recreation in the cities.
Kids come in these programs and they don't go back to jail. But you have a prison where the recidivism rate is clearly over 90%, which means 90% of the people who enter are going to come back, and they're going to come back in between 1 to 3 months. So instead of putting money in something that will keep kids out of jail, you put money in the things that'll keep kids in jail. Right now, I believe that BCDC can hold anywhere from 100 to 120 kids, but what the state of Maryland wants to do is build a jail that will hold 200 to 250 kids, which means if they build a jail, they will fill the jail.
We mobilized and drafted a letter to the governor. The state responded with, well, let's do it. We'll put a pause. They had already done a bid for contracts and had in fact received the contracts, and I think had selected those that they wanted to build the new jail. They put that on hold and committed to the alliance that they would not build, they would not break ground or even award the contracts until an independent study had been completed on a projection of bed space. What the state also invited the community to do was to propose scenarios in which the evaluators would consider before projecting how many kids would be charged as adults and need this detention center.
Then it started to spread, and I've never seen people coalesce around something like they have around this jail. But it's led to discussions like, okay, well, what laws really do have to be changed? And what policies are currently in place that the decision makers could do differently right now without voting on anything? And more importantly, what could that money be spent on? People are asking the hard choices. Young people are asking the hard choices. I've never seen young people more involved at a level where they know the rules. They've been there. Young people that are fighting not to have this built are young people that spend a year or more of their life in that place. We're meeting with elected officials. Young people are taking the lead on these meetings, which has been incredible. And I think that when the legislature gets a hold of the state's report, you will have people, better elected officials, better educated about these issues than they have ever been before. The issue's not going away. The public debate's not going away. The people going to Annapolis to change these laws are not going away, and the people that want to see this jail put on the shelf and the money spent wisely and in everybody's best interest are not going away.